Welcome back to Kigali, Rwanda, where Zamalek of Egypt leads GSP of Algeria 54-27. The BAL is doing great things. Usher, did you hear the great news today where the NBA the National Basketball Association today announced the formation of NBA Africa, a new entity that will conduct the league's business in Africa, including the Basketball Africa League, where we are now watching in Kigali, Rwanda. A partnership between the NBA and the International Basketball Federation, FIBA, and the NBA's first collaboration to operate a league outside of North America, the inaugural BAL, featuring 12 of the top club teams from 12 African countries. Obviously, it's underway, and we are watching it. This announcement has to do with some wonderful investments by former NBA players. It was made by Commissioner Adam Silver, Mr. Tatum, Mr. Williams, Luani, Falowal. You'll have to help me with the proper pronunciation there, who were joined by NBA Global Ambassador and NBA Africa investor Dikembe Mutombo in advance of Africa Day, an annual worldwide commemoration of the founding of the Organization of African Unity, OAU, held on May 25th. And I want to get into that as we get into this game. And Zamalek starts where they left off, with the finish around the basket. Mustafa, who's been pretty impressive, taking his point total to 15 in this game. And the swing to the corner, and that was a bank shot from Mustafa. Kicks it back out, and the long three is long and careens off the basket. Omar missed. GSP back into the front court. Young fella, Mohab Yasir, applies the pressure. Rainey gets it down low, and the foul is committed against Tuhami.
Well, when you look at that matchup there in the paint, it just speaks about how that injury was not anything to be worried about for Anas Mahmoud.
That's a good point and observation, as he's back on the floor after a little ankle tweak. Hodge brings it into the front court. It over to Mahmoud. Back to Hodge. Down low to Mustafa. He turns quickly. Swing past to Hodge down the lane line, and that ball is blocked out of bounds by Osama. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock here early in the third period.
The energy with which Hodge goes to the basket just speaks about Zamalek's intentions tonight.
Yeah, and Mustafa misses that long. GSP comes up with the rebound. And Rene brings it across. Oh, and the steal by the young fella, Yasir, to the rim, and the finish by Mohab Yasir. Picked his pocket, Usher, and took it to the rack and finished with the layup.
A very powerful move there for Mohab Yasir, who's trying to establish his name here at the BAL. And obviously we spoke about the scouts from the NBA that are here in Kigali, and they're watching him.
Yeah, and that was some of your great work, as looks like an injury. A scrum on the floor. Mustafa lifting that ankle as he limps up floor.
Look at that, Mohab Yasir. His coaches at the NBA Africa Academy in Sali must be very proud. Coach Roland, who's doing an incredible job there to fine-tune this man, who could be the face of Egyptian basketball. not so far from now.
I think that's a great call. Also, with your great work, you talked about all the NBA teams that are here, putting them under the national or the global spotlight, I should say, with their scouting efforts. No secrets you can get past this journalist here. She knows where to find you. As the ball is long and missed by Hashem of GSP. Mohab to Mustafa, who's also long, but it's rebounded by Anis, who gets it out to Hodge. Doesn't want the screen. It's Anis down low to Mustafa, and that's taken away by GSP. They come back with the fast break and the miss at the rim by Hashim. GSP the other way. The young fella swings it back and gets in the corner to Mustafa, who steps out of bounds on the line.
Well, you can see that he stepped on the line there, and the referee saw that real quick and met the call.
Rand gets it up front. Mohab Yasir. And there are many people who've talked so glowingly about this young man and what he's going to become as he still continues to mature. GSP on the nice little soft running hook by Tuhami. 58-34. GSP of Algeria trails Zamalek of Egypt. Hodge stops at the elbow and misses long. GSP gets the rebound. Borkai brings it into the front court.
And that's an offensive foul.
And the moving screen by Tuhami. As Mustafa for Zamalek hops off the court.
Number 42,
Chinamelu, number 42, into the game. 24, Michael. He gets Chinamelu, passes to the corner, swing back around the horn to Hodge. He tries to kick it out, but not enough as GSP takes it away.
Very good hands there from...
throws it inside to the big fella. He misses and puts it back to Hami. Basically almost passed to himself around the rim with the rebound and got the finish and the possible and one.
Very good play there from Tuhami, who has tried his level best to have GSP stay in this one, but it's not been easy down there in the paint.
No, it hasn't. I mean, got a lot of ground to make up.
8 points for him so far in this game.
So much effort has gone into being here for all of these players and teams, and the NBA the BAL have done just an amazing job, Usher, of taking care of everyone and doing the right thing medically during a pandemic, testing, spacing, feeding, organizing. Speaking of organizing, as Hodge gets the nice finish with the left hand at the rim. I don't know about you, Usher, but we're slowly starting to see this playoff picture come to form as GSP hangs on for their last breath. This group play, as Group C tries to get a little clarity.
Well, talking about breath, GSP look like they are out of their breath here. But let's come back from that break and we'll give you more of the...
Welcome back to Kigali, Rwanda, where the BAL has turned the game on, and Zamalek has taken their last breath and tries to get some life as that ball goes out of bounds. And the pass that Borkai, the point guard, number 5, tried to make. Zamalek, one of the better teams so far in the young BAL season. Into the block for Alanu. Pump fake. Aslam kicks it out, and it swung to Hodge for the 3 ball. He misses short, but gets his own rebound. Goes to the basket, throws over top. It's swung again to Omar. Hodge gets it back. Omar, long 3, misses wide, but that's rebounded by Alanu, who has it stripped away. GSP back at him. Borkai is hit. He's going to go to the line and try to cut into this lead.
Well, he's been very aggressive today on defense, getting those steals and going into a whole transitional play for GSP to keep them in this game, even though now we're talking about a 24-point gap.
Yeah, and you know, the thing I notice about Zamalek, their defense is so good. With only 36 points thus far, well into the 3rd quarter. As the ball misses the free throw by Borkai. But their defense is so good, nothing comes easy. Have you noticed there aren't a ton of layups, not a ton of fast breaks. They do a great job with their balance defensively, as that misses as well. Morani gets it, and he can't get the basket in the hole.
Well, when you look at the Zamalek side and how Coach Bosch has decided to give a break to his starters there, Anas Mahmoud and obviously El Mekawi Mustafa.
Oh yeah, they're sitting over there like they're waiting in the boardroom for the meeting to start. Merani finally gets one to fall. One of the free throws. 37-60. GSP trails Zamalek. The second free throw is good. As Marani applies a little pressure to Hodge. Hodge taps his shoulder, calling a play for Zamalek. That's tipped out of bounds by Dikic. GSP of Algeria. 14 seconds to go on the shot clock. 3:49 to go in the 3rd quarter of this final group play game in Group C. Big fella misses long. Michael Faquad, and then the putback and the foul. Things that you got to cover if you're going to compete against Zamalek. Zamalek, they just have so many pieces and weapons, including their style of play. And their coach, he's so thoughtful. Just love the way he pushed the guys to the forefront and really didn't want to talk about himself very much at all as the second free throw goes down by Alanu. And how about this? A little pressure? Seriously, Usher?
Well,
they're working on something?
Coach Bosch likes to, once in a while in a quarter, apply that full court press, and it usually works, just to make GSP work so hard for that ball and to see if they can beat that type of defense.
Rainey with a nice little baby pocket pass under the basket, and the big fella, Tuati, there's a sighting. He all but disappeared after the early part of the first half where he was pretty good at finishes like that. They'll need a lot more of that to get back in this game as Hodge tries to dump it over top to his big fella. Still by GSP, going back the other way. And the finish by Ahmed as he stays on the floor and his feet were cut from under him. And his bottom broke that fall as the officials call for help.
Well, when you look at the transition play and how he went up, there was two people right behind him. Hodge, obviously, and he did not really find his pivot there, and he fell to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, literally both feet came from up under him. Looked inadvertent.
And Michael Olainka with his third foul there.
And I know stateside now, Usher, that would be at least a flagrant one, even though it likely wasn't intentional. The impact wasn't very pretty. And it also just speaks to the level of physicality in this league. And that man there, Coach Bosch, he talked about their defense, and I'm going to connect that play to their defense. And this looks like it'll be an unsportsmanlike conduct foul. So the miss by Hashim. I'll get that back. But again, it's just how physical this BAL has been. Nothing easy. Coach Bosch doesn't want anything given up on the defensive end of the floor.
Well, they have to be able to play that type of defense in the group stages before they get to the business end of this competition.
Yeah, and a foul happens underneath. Tuati goes, practices a free throw. Thought that was the right call with two hands in the back.
And that's 4 fouls. That's 2 fouls in the past 1 minute.
Yeah, and Michael, he's not real happy about it. But, I mean, 2 hands in the back. Even in the BAL, you can't do that, Usher.
Well, you know, the producer, Sergio, goes to Anas Mahmoud, who is sort of saying, hey, Michael, do not foul out because I'm not coming back to the court today.
Exactly. He wants to take a break and get some rest as we prepare for these playoffs, which are upon us. And the long ball from Zamalek, Ahmed Hatem knocks down the long three, 65-43. Zamalek maintains the lead. Tuati with the dribble handoff. Little weave action, and then right down the lane with the finish. Dikic gets it to a 20-point differential. He grabs the calf. Not sure what that was all about.
Subbing into the game is Rafael.
He got to the floor quickly.
Well, it speaks to the unfitness of GS Pétroliers from Algeria, who have not played competitive basketball for some time now.
So the league had to postpone twice because of the pandemic. And Usher, I think they made the right call as Zamalek runs a little offense, under 2 to go here in the third quarter, and the 3-ball by Ahmed Hatem knocks down another one. GSP better find that man before they extend this lead up to 30. And the and-one finish by a streaking point guard, Borkaev. Borkaev gets it, gets hit on the wrist by Elanu, and he finishes.
Well, for GSP, they have to make sure that even if they're down by 21 points at this point in the game, they have to play for pride, for the people of Algeria, and to make sure that they represent until the last minute of this game with honor.
That's right. I think all of these teams have done that. I mean, they've played with a lot of pride, and it's a lot on the line. And you talked about it even from their countries. And teams have gone through extensive recruiting and scouting to improve their rosters, ultimately helping their path to becoming crowned champions here at the BAL. The BAL platform provides a professional platform for the teams to continue showcasing talent from across the continent and strives to raise the quality of basketball, officiating, and overall competition operations to evolve the game. 3 groups of 4 teams. The top 2 teams automatically qualify for the quarterfinals. The 2 teams positioned in 3rd place will fill in the remaining spots. And that's what we're trying to figure out right now. We got 1 quarter and about 1 minute and 10 seconds before our seeding is set and the playoffs begin.
Are you excited about the playoffs?
You can tell. I can tell by your question to me as Tuati misses the turnaround. Zamalek brings it up court. Ahmed Hatem, the hottest hand on the floor, goes down the lane, throws back to Lanu, and that sails out of bounds as it goes through the slippery fingers of Islam Salam Muhammad. Am I excited? Are you kidding? I get to be with the top African multimedia sports journalists, and I get to watch some of the best basketball in the world as Mahmoud gets the rebound from the miss by Mohamed Zaki. Zamalek gets it. Long 3 ball. Misses short by Islam Salim. GSP brings it back to the front court. Mohamed, he looks, dribbles as a much bigger Islam Salam. Shades him defensively down the lane line, tries to drop it to one of their favorite targets in Tuhati. Ball sails out of bounds, but you talk about excited. There are 2.5 seconds left. They've got to get it up quickly. They trail by 20. GSP balls into Tuati from 3, and it's good.
Beautiful finish there from Tuati, who has now 15 points, the only player from GSP in double digits. Look at that. Good finish.
And I think you will bless that as good. There was no buzzer sounding at or before. Tuati, offensively, really in play, he's been arguably one of the best players in this game. Let's take a break. 68-51, GSP trails. Welcome back in Kigali, Rwanda, where I'm Lance Blank sitting courtside with Usher Kamugisha, who has got a lot of thoughts as we prepare for the BAL playoffs, the inaugural season of the Basketball Africa League, the first of its kind. Zamalek gets a steal and a finish. Eslam Salim not giving GSP any rest. Steals it again. Am I seeing things that I just see the exact same play happen twice, Usher?
That's a lack of concentration there from GS Pétroliers, who have lost the ball twice in a matter of 18 seconds in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that's something that can happen, especially when the defender is much bigger than the guy that he's guarding in terms of stealing that ball. You've got to do a better job of protecting it. Mohamed Zaki, that's what he ran into with that defense, that Eslam Salim. And the reason they get these 2 free throws, that's in the NBA, that same situation would have happened with a direct path to the basket. Here it's a same result, a little bit of a different call and sportsmanlike conduct. As Zamalek runs offense, gets it to the hot man, who checks the 3 again and misses there. Ahmed Hatim can't find the range with that one. GSP is going to run a little offense, try to make their last push to force their way into these playoffs as they play against one of the best teams in the league in Zamalek. Travel call is made by referee Arnold Moiseya.
From South Africa.
That's right. She knows her business. She can't get anything by her. She knows birthdays, where people are from. I'm sure she knows something about, is it African Day?
Yes.
Okay, I want to hear all about it and what that means for the continent. Speaking of Africa Day, I mean, I think it's a big deal with this huge investment the NBA is making with all of these stars that they're bringing into their brand over here. Obviously, Dikembe Mutombo, Junior Bridgman, Luol Deng, Grant Hill, Jakeem, Noah, all invested. The long ball is good by the hottest hand in this part of Africa. Ahmed Hatim knocks down another shot, Usher.
That's very good offense there from Zamalek, who are going to finish this fourth quarter with a lot of energy and rhythm, and that's what Coach Bosch is instructing them from the court side.
There's no answers as Tuade missed it. And this basket here, it's got to look like the Indian Ocean, which is on this side of the continent. Splash! Did you see that? And that actually, those sound effects were extremely poor relative to how that ball, it wasn't total splash. It got a little rim action. But to summarize this thing, it's just been pretty much a rout from start to finish. Zamalek showing why they are part of the class of the league. Your point, GSP's lack of opportunity to play coming into this league play. There's so many things that you can highlight with those statistics. What sticks out for you, Usher?
For me, it's the rebounds. Zamalek with 40 rebounds as compared to 26 from GSP from Algeria, and that just goes to show the amount of work that Anas Mahmoud especially, and obviously Mustafa El Mekawi have been up to today. And let's talk about the schedule. The quarterfinals are set to be played on May 26th, which is Wednesday, and the 27th, which is Thursday. Friday is a free day, and the semifinals on Saturday, and the final and third place playoff on Sunday, May the 30th.
Yeah, and Usher, what do you think about the investment that the NBA released today as far as all of these huge names investing money into what they're building over here? What are your thoughts? What does this mean for Africa going forward? Obviously, this is something the NBA is very serious about, and it is just more great news as the BAL gets off to an extremely impressive start to its season.
Well, obviously, seeing how invested the NBA has been since 2010 on the continent of Africa, and to see that now they're coming together with all these partners, and we're talking about people like Luol Deng, Dikembe Mutombo, who've been involved in African basketball for more than 20 decades, and to see that there's also a pull factor from the private sector on the African continent. You talk about Baba Tunde, who is normally known as Tunde Folawio. I was very lucky to moderate a panel session a week ago where he spoke about the importance of investing on the African continent and in the game of basketball.
From Nigeria, right?
Yes, from Nigeria. And that's going to be very important, because when you see how Rivers Hoopers were performing here, and that Nigeria is also the one team that has both men and women going to the Tokyo Olympics, it speaks about the quality, and there's so much potential there. And how can you build facilities? How can you have a league like this as the BAL organized on the continent, growing bigger and bigger every year, and to see that kind of leverage right now working out across the continent is a thing of beauty. Yeah,
and I love the way you explain that, because there are so many people that go into an operation like this, and I mean, that's essentially the cherry on top when people start pouring their hard-earned dollars and money into something so big as the BAL is quickly becoming. I think this league, Usher, is going to compete with other leagues around the world, perhaps even the NBA, if you will, for those who want to play in and or on the continent of Africa and possibly stay home, and even American players that we've seen here that have been quite impressive. Unfortunately, guys like Cam Ridley played, but he had the injury. That's why I say unfortunately. But Mike Kabongo, who spent time in the States. I mean, there have been so many really good players from all over the globe. Obviously, Northern Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa. It's just been a neat thing to see in terms of what the league has brought together and made a huge success during a pandemic. And it not only is safe, it just feels incredibly well done and organized.
Well, you speak about Mike Kabongo, but he is one who made the decision to leave Canada, where he had to seek guidance from Steve Nash, his coach, and to say that I want to play for the Democratic Republic of Congo. And with the BAL taking place here in Kigali, he was more than excited to play for Ferroviario de Maputo, and that speaks to the essence that Amadou Galofal and his team created the BAL for. And it's interesting, you talk about people coming from the USA or European leagues to play in the BAL. The very first BAL combined that was held in New York at the Brooklyn Nets ground was very important, because you have all these African-based players who want to come back home and be attached to the countries of their origin, and that is the quality that we are talking about. And I'm sure that in the next years, yes, the BAL is definitely going to be up there among the top leagues in the world.
Yeah, I love that. That's right. I was at that combine, and it was incredibly impressive. Not only how it was organized, but the talent that came there. And as Amadou Gallo-Fall, the commissioner of this league, talks about how everything builds on itself. It ended up being 12 teams. The national champions from Angola, Egypt, Morocco, Nigeria, Senegal, and Tunisia automatically qualified for the inaugural season. The remaining 6 teams, which come from Algeria, Cameroon, Madagascar, Mali, Mozambique, and right here in Rwanda, secured their spot through the BAL qualifying tournaments in late 2019. There were 2 postponements, but the NBA and BAL stayed strong together, and they led their teams and organized all kinds of sharing of information, got their medical protocols down, created a bubble, and here we have the last game of group play for the playoffs, which are coming up. And this is called Magisha. It just gives me goosebumps as the big fella Mustafa for Zamalek finishes there, as you saw on the replay. But again, it just gives me goosebumps that this is actually happening and we're a part of it, and it's being pulled off in real time. First class, not only the environment here in the arena, but the hotel, the safety measures and otherwise. Just a great job by the entirety of the NBA family and as well as all of those associated with the BAL.
Well, the first time that the BAL was mentioned, so many people on the African continent did not grasp the idea. But now that we are finally here after postponement and the tournament is taking place, the group stages are done, it just speaks about what could happen on the continent in terms of growth and development of the game, not just here at the final tournament, but the qualification, but also the grassroots program at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm one of the ones who didn't grasp the enormity of it. And, you know, we're going to finish that after this timeout. Zamalek up big here in the fourth quarter. Welcome back to Group C play here in the BAL in Kigali, Rwanda, where number 50, Mustafa Mohammed, knocks down his first free throw. Zamalek has put on a clinic all night long against GSP of Algeria. Mustafa misses his second free throw. Rani comes off the screen, and the foul is called on number 24, Osama.
That's a foul. Osama, that is his fifth foul.
He'll foul out of the game. Unfortunate. I personally hate to see it because these young men, in spite of the score you see there, they have laid everything on the line in their time here in the bubble. And they'll be back. Trust me. Pump fake. And the missed shot by Michael from the elbow, short. Borkaev swings it to Abdrar. And then back to Abdrar. He misses wide, touches nothing. The air ball, three-point shot. Coach Sofian, it's been that kind of day. Zamalek leads 82-53.
And that's obviously a 29-point lead for Zamalek. Do you think that there is a small chance of magic that GSP can come back and win this game?
No, I don't see especially after a basket like that on the cut by Michael Fagard.
Very good pass there from Anas Mahmoud. He's been switched on for this game.
Yeah, I mean, is there anyone who didn't play exceptional for Zamalek? I mean, literally. So to answer your question, I don't see it. I mean, and there is no let up. There is absolutely no let up. Coach Bulahai takes a break.
Well, obviously, it's been a big night for Mustafa El Mekawi, who scored 18 points for Zamalek. And you have two other players in double digits, obviously, Walter Hodge, and you have Anas Mahmoud. So 12 and 11 for them, respectively. Very good game from Zamalek. The coach, Bosch, will be very proud of that performance today, going into the playoffs later this week.
Yeah, and he was so proud to talk about his players and his talent, and it's his international talent. The BAL has rosters that feature about 154 players. You see here, fourth quarter shooting percentage, 55%, not missing much. These guys have just been on fire all day long, but BAL features 154 players from 24 countries across Africa, Europe, the Middle East, and the United States. Each team has up to 13 players for each game, at least 9 of whom are citizens of their respective team's home country, with no more than 2 players per team from outside of Africa. And this is Basketball Africa League, not only in name, but also in substance of who's playing in the league. As Anas Osama is tripped, he'll go to the line.
And obviously, you know, when you look at the players of Zamalek, they know that they have to enjoy every beat here at the BAL, because back home, there's so many teams that are looking at them and saying, we want to be there next season. We want to be at the BAL in the next, you know, couple of years. And it speaks about the rich and quality league that they have back home in Egypt, where you have the likes of Gezira, Smoha, Ittihad Alexandria, Al Ahli, obviously the long-time rivals of Zamalek. You have Sporting Alexandria that will be looking at Zamalek and saying, we want to be here. And so the Zamalek players, they know, you know, they have to enjoy every bit of this and see if they can get themselves into the Final Four and hopefully maybe in the final.
Yes. Anas Osama misses short, and to that point, it takes talent to do it, to have teams in an environment of great basketball. Not many better than or on the level of Anas, who misses his second free throw. I mean, he went to the University of Louisville for 4 years, led the ACC conference in blocks, was a member of the senior national team. He played for Egypt at the Under-19 World Cup. So these guys come, let's say, equipped similarly to you with these long, impressive resumes. Speaking of long, Mustafa Muhammad goes up for that rebound, stretches out that long body and gets fouled. But I mean, these rap sheets on these guys in terms of what they've done and where they've done it is quite impressive, and I think that adds to some of the richness that you're talking about in Egypt in terms of quality play.
Well, obviously, the culture at Zamalek and Egypt in general, the sports culture, is that the children, they start to play sport at a very, very young age. And I'm talking 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. They're already in the culture, and at the club they have all these structures under 10s, under 15s, under 18s, and that's the culture from which players like Anas Mahmoud have enjoyed over the years.
And the throw ahead and finish by Mahmoud. Zamalek continuing their arsenal.
Well, for GSP, they can be proud of their performance at this tournament, given the circumstances. It's been a good journey for Sufyan Boulahi and the rest of his team to come and represent Algeria down south in Kigali, Rwanda.
2:45 to go. It's Group C continues to figure out this playoff picture. GSP tries to apply a little pressure. Zamalek into front court. Mr. Hot Hand Ahmed gets it. Swing, swing, and the young fella, Mohab Yassir.
He's having a great time at this tournament so far.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's been quite impressive.
Well, I watched him at the under-18s, the Continental under-18s in Cairo last December, and he stood out. In one game, he scored 42 points, and I was looking forward to him playing at this tournament to see, can he play like that when he's playing senior players, players that have a lot of experience and exposure, especially from the tougher nations known to play basketball on this continent, and he's done well so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing all of the levels of talent, too, because you have older guys who are much more mature. You have younger guys, as you're talking about, who are up and coming. I mean, it's maybe a little premature, but I mean, the league, obviously, in terms of level, experience, and in the future, it's in great hands. You've got young talent that'll continue to get better and develop as Mustafa steps back for a little heat check. And then Mohab Yassir gets the rebound. Ahmed tries a little pocket pass, and it goes off the foot of Elanu.
Well, it's 1 minute, 28 seconds to go in the last quarter. Do you see a century score here in the last 1 minute, Lance?
No, that won't happen. No century, no 100 points. Not this game. And in part because as much pressure that Zamalek has applied, both defensively and offensively, I think they'll be trying to run that clock out. They still are stingy on the defensive end. They do not want to give up easy baskets.
And that speaks to the consistency that the coach Bosch has been speaking about all week. And in these group stages, he wants his players to stay focused. It doesn't matter if they're leading the game by 34 points.
And that tickles the twine. Narani makes his free throw. Ahmed puts it in to Mohab Yassir. He streaks right down the middle of the floor and hits the big fella, Elanu, for the finish. A nice dunk. It's 92-57. Ryan hits his favorite target down low to Ati. Elanu has it up top. Bukad back to Ahmed. .4 seconds to go here in the fourth period. Last game of group play for the BAL as we get ready to catch our breath and start was going to be, Usher, a wild ride for these playoffs. Can you give me, how about a Final Four or Final Two? You don't even have to pick your favorite.
Are you asking me for a Final Four or my favorite?
Am I asking you or my favorite? I've got to process that a little bit to figure out how you are asking me a question after a question has been asked.
Well, I just need to understand exactly what you're asking me.
I know you well enough and have had enough conversations to know that you use a little bit of a stall game by asking me questions after I've asked you questions, because I don't think you want to say who you think is okay goes to the free throw line.
Okay, here's the deal. I'll answer your question.
Aha,
right?
you're going to come clean.
Okay.
Okay,
so
what you got?
Can I tell you this information on June the 1st?
Well, you're good. You're really good. You're going to tell me who you thought were the top 2 to 4 teams?
Right.
Oh, wow. No.
No?
I mean, people want to know. You have people, you said, that reach out. They want to know. Your fans want to know what you were thinking.
Well, I'll tell you on June the 1st. Are you saying that they don't trust me?
No. If you see, and I know you're professional at language, but if you tell me on June 1st, that means you will be telling me what you were thinking.
Yeah, but that's the thing. What I'm thinking about does not change. So I'll tell you the truth, I promise.
Yeah, but I don't know. We have a lot of trust, but I don't know that we can wait that long, and my trust will last that long to find out who you thought the favorites were. As Ahmed Hatem goes to the free throw line, he knocks down his first free throw. He had quite the outing today. Shot the ball extremely well. Double figures as he goes for his 11th point. 40 seconds to go as we complete this group play. Right down the lane, and the miss and put back by Tuati. Edouard missed the layup, and then his other big got the rebound there and pump fake, took the hit, and finished.
So who do you think will play the final?
Oh, that's a good question. I tell you what, if you tell me, I'll tell you I do have who I think will be in the final.
Okay.
I'm afraid to say it, though, because I don't want to give anyone any bulletin board information. That's my problem. Zamalek leads 95-63 with 20 seconds to go on the clock. And the 3 ball is short by Michael. I mean, do you want me to give bulletin board? I mean, I can tell you, but my reasons are different than yours. You're just trying to hold the information and wait to see what happens, because there's so many good teams. Could be a lot of people. I mean, we could be looking at the champions here in Zamalek.
There's Patriots of Rwanda.
Correct. Could be the home team.
Exactly.
And the finish, and that sums it up as Ahmed Yassir puts in the basket. They didn't reach the century mark, but Usher, they put on quite a show, and I think that's quite a statement game as we get ready for the playoffs.
Well, it's been a fantastic performance from Zamalek. The coach, Bosch, can be very proud of the way that his players executed that plan and got themselves a 3rd straight win in the group stages to lead the table and walk majestically into the playoffs.
Well, yeah, that's good language. We have some observation of, I think, are they looking at that final shot?
Yes.
The referees, I think that was good by my book.
Well, one of the things that the referees have been told to look at the video replay is if there's a buzzer or a shot on the buzzer, they have to make sure. So Arnold Moser there, the referee from South Africa, and Samir Abakil from Morocco are trying to review the footage and to see if that was a basket. And if it was a basket, it will be 97 for Zamalek and 64 for GS Pétroliers.
Wow. They did what they had to do, Zamalek, from start to finish. And I think the ripple effect, the other teams and coaches in this league who are scouting this game, they have to be concerned about this Zamalek ball club.
And
that basket was good.
And that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. GSP.
wow. And that is a basket for Zamalek, who will now finish this game at 97, ahead of GSP from Algeria, who have 64, and it is 3 losses for the Algerian champions, who will be heading back home after a no-loss. I mean, after all loss in the group stages.
Yeah, you hate to see anyone go home because so many people have put so many effort into this for these teams. I think an Algerian team, GSP, they will be back, but Zamalek comes out victorious, 97-64 over GSP. And all right, we get to interview the man of the hour, Mustafa. Man, you were having some fun out there. Tell me what was going through your head. You guys, I'm Lance Blanks, by the way. You had a route from start to finish. Tell me what was going through your head out there as you guys looked like you were having a lot of fun and putting a lot of pressure on GSP.
Hey, thank you, man. We started, I was very bad first 2 games. I started the game very focused with my team. The coach gave me a lot of information about this team. I started very tough to win this game by like 53, but we win like by 40. That's okay for us. I want to be tough today to take man of the match.
Okay. Tell me how the ankle feels. You're such a tough guy, man. I saw that play, and I saw a big 200-pound plus or minus body land on your ankle. I saw you bending the knee. I said, that guy is done for the day. He's going to go back in the back and have coffee. And you come out and you play to the end. Talk to me, buddy. You're a tough dude.
Because it was a very tough game. We want all the players play tough to win this game. For my opinion, every game for me is very tough to win. I focus everything in the game, and we work as all the team to win, to get the quarter final. I don't know with who will play, but we focus to win this championship.
Okay, Mustafa, my partner, Usher Kamagisha, she has a question for you as well. She also watched with me and made some great observation. Usher.
Well, Mabruk El Makawi, congratulations on your victory today. What does this mean for the people of Zamalek, for the people of Egypt back home?
Yes, we have a lot of fans in Egypt. All the team want to win this championship for our fans. Zamalek is a very famous club in Egypt. We have a lot of fans. We want to win this championship for our fans. We keep fighting. We will have one more step in quarter final, and inshallah we will win.
Okay, there's an online campaign that is going forward, reliving history, as they've been pointing out on the Zamalek social media fans. Nayesh El Tarek, how important is it for you to go into the playoffs with confidence and in a good position on the seedings?
Yeah, our fans, they understand basketball. They watch all our matches. They put pressure on us to win. We will keep fighting for our fans to make our fans very happy in Egypt, because Zamalek is very, very big and famous club. We will keep fighting to win.
Okay, buddy, last question from me, Lance. Mustafa, Make a prediction then. You want to make those fans happy. Can you win this thing? Do you envision that? I know you're trying to do it, but tell me what's going to happen here as the playoffs get started in a couple of days.
We will focus with the team. We have like one more day tomorrow. I don't know with who will play, but we will all the team will focus. Our goal to win this championship. We all focus to get the championship for our fans.
Okay, buddy. Thank you. Go join your teammates and celebrate.
Thank you.
Love watching you play, and good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Whew. Wow. How much fun is this going to be? These guys are really focused. They're laying it all out there on the floor. As I watch Mustafa walk off the floor with a limp. But this BAL championship has turned into a serious battle, Usher.
Well, this is serious basketball, and this is what everyone who loves the game on the continent would like to watch. When you see the amount of detail that has gone into the preparations for these teams, the amount of seriousness that they take the practice sessions and how they warm up, you can see it in their faces that they're happy to be here. They want to get that trophy and to be a part of history as the BAL goes forward in its first edition.
Boy, this has been quite a treat for me. I've literally just got goosebumps saying that, to be sitting here in Africa, East Central Africa, with you, calling these games, watching this league come together and compete at this level. It's just been such a treat. I just can't say enough about the quality of play, the quality of people, the passion. I feel like I've learned more than I ever could have imagined, Usher. So as we get ready for these playoffs, thank you so much for making this group play so much fun.
Well, it's been interesting working with you, Lance Blanks, and I hope that when you go back to the USA, you will be speaking highly of the country of Rwanda and Africa in general.
Well, of course I will, and I'll also be speaking highly of Usher Kamugisha because of what you've done to my life in being here in Rwanda. Hey, and we've just completed the only game of the day in the BAL here in Kigali, Rwanda. Please join us in a couple of days as we continue the march to find the champion of the BAL. We're signing off where Zamalek won big over GSP 97-64 for the NBA and BAL, our entire production team. And Usher Kamugisha, I'm Lance Blanks. Be safe, and thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.